Top of the afternoon to you. Bob Zagorski, Moonlight Meadows. Pat letting the cattle in. We got a little bottle calf there to the right. There's J22, she's one of my favorites. Nice and slicked off. Looks like I3 behind her, that black one, which we're probably gonna sell. Yep, that's I3. And I think I heard Mr. Grumpy Pants. That would be him right there. Hello, Mr. Grumpy Pants. He's actually a pretty docile bull. He's got some pretty good body condition on him. He's the bigger of our two bulls. He gets a little vocal when he wants to be moved. But other than that, he's got a nice boy. There's one of J10, I think. She's a gorgeous cow. So yeah, we got a little paddy here. We're gonna bring him over. Looks like a couple more coming. And there's 910. He's our other herd sire. They're full blood South Poles. And he's a nice bull too. We're happy with both our bulls. We're probably going to, there's J16. She got a little thin on me this year, but we had him on some pretty minimal forage during the drought. But now she's getting her conditioning back. And Pat's going to go up and push the sheep and the goats down to us. They're a little bit more, less likely to follow the cattle. Sometimes we got to get up behind them and push them. But sometimes they'll follow right along, so it all depends. A little warm out here today, very muggy. Usually what the cattle will do is they'll come into a new paddy and they just walk down to the other end and see how far they can go and get a fresh blade of grass, and then they'll head back. So they're kind of like to check out the bounds of their new paddy, and then they kind of roam from there, back and forth, back and forth. And in doing so, they grouped in there fairly tight. They're eating a variety of foods, which is helpful to promote a good pasture. And they also trample down some of the older grasses, and that's beneficial, as well as dropping their manure and urine, and that too is beneficial. So yeah, it all just works out well when you move the cattle frequently and keep them fairly well grouped, and keeps the parasites off them. We do not worm our cattle or give them any chemicals. They're 100% grass fed, grass finished, chemical free. We don't spray our pastures. We don't deworm our cattle. We don't spray them with all kind of toxins. We don't give them growth hormones. It's about the purest beef you can eat. I'm not sure you can even buy it in a grocery store. Now the goats and the sheep are debating whether they want to come or not. I might need to drive out there with the four-wheeler and push them down. We'll see how Pat does. Once they get going, they tend to group up and follow the lead. I think we have about 74 breeding ewes, 16 withers, which are castrated rams, and what's that, 16 and 74, 90. And then there's 4 that are crossbred with some woolies. They're not hair sheep so much, they got a little bit more wool on them. I'm actually going to sell them this fall. So that's 94, I guess. And then we have 15 goats. And the goats are a cross between a Spanish, a boar, and Kinko. A very little boar. Mostly Kinko and Spanish. And that's a real desirable cross because they're very parasite resistant. And that's kind of what we want. So they're kind of grouping up next to this cross fence, and they're starting to come down along the fence here. Pat's doing a good job. He's moving them over there. The cattle have made their original trip across the paddy and figured out the bounds, and now they're coming back. Some of them will probably stop down there and hang out in the shade a little bit. It's pretty warm today, but probably not. It's not that hot. And here they come. And I probably ought to back up, let the sheep come in here. So some of the cattle are hanging out here at the gateway, but the herd of, or the flock of sheep is coming down. Now they're gonna merge with the cattle and create a so-called flurd. Part herd, part flock. We got a couple stragglers about ready to come through the gate. Here they come, here they come. So there you have it. Now we got the goats, the sheep, and the cattle. There's J16, she's one of our favorites. They're all joined together. We're gonna go get the mineral feeders and the water and bring them over. Then it's Sunday, we're gonna call it a day. Yesterday we worked on the upper barn, putting siding on. Had Levi and his sons helping me. And we got quite a bit done, but we still got a couple more days work. So signing out here today. Have a good one.